So today we'll be making some embellishments. I took some old newspaper and I combined it with acrylic paint and a bunch of scraps from my stash. And I did this, I prepped all these little pieces in a separate video. I'll link that video. But I just made some are pockets, some are tip-ins. So I prepped these, and in this video I am going to make some DIY embellishments for your junk journal. So I have these little scraps that I combined with newspaper and acrylic. Here's a big piece I have left over. And I'm going to take all those little scraps and bits and use my stash to come up with some embellishments for our junk journals. This first embellishment is kind of simple. I'm just starting by adding some gold thread as just a first layer. And I'm making these for junk journaling. So I'm trying to keep them as thin as possible. And I find thread adds nice texture without bulking things up too much. And I just added a little tag hole thing on the top. I don't know what those are called, but I added that to complete it. Now this next one it's kind of simple. So I'm just using this flower die cut, and I'm just adding a word label on top of it. And it just says write this down, or write it down. Yeah, write this down. And the vellum is what will give it some texture. So I'm just going to add the vellum on top of the newspaper. And I change out the little scrap piece of newspaper. Yeah, that piece didn't have enough color to it. So I changed that scrap out, and it just made it, I don't know, it went better with the colors. And this embellishment is very simple, but with the vellum you can actually write underneath there, do some hidden journaling, add a tiny picture under there. So that one was really simple, but I think it'll go nice on a junk journal page. So this one, I'm just adding this tiny pocket to a scrap, and then I'm going to tuck this little die cut inside the pocket. And then just finish it off with this camera. Now this one I can tuck in some little journaling or some notes. And I do go back later and punch holes and add some ribbon, not ribbon, I added some thread in some of them. And this is another very simple one. This is just a piece of newspaper with some acrylic paint added. And I just add some die cuts from my stash. And this little vellum piece has been in my stash forever. It never really went on anything, but it goes perfectly here. And I am just rolling it up so it kind of sticks up once I put it in my journal. And I'm going to add a little piece of thread. So mainly what I'm going for is lots of layers, lots of texture, while still keeping everything pretty flat. Now this one is more scrapbooky than junk journaling to me. This is a little pocket that I made from a die cut. And this one is also kind of color coordinated. So I'm just adding some layers. I added a tree, a flower, and then this owl. This owl is one of my favorites. I think it's from one of the Becky Higgins collections. And a little word sticker from the Tim Holtz sticker book just kind of completes it. Now this one is a tip-in. It's like a tip-in pocket. That little flap, you can glue it to your page and it folds over. And this is another pretty simple one. I made it out of newspaper, added some acrylics, and just decorated it a little. And I'm just adding something inside the pockets. So this one already had a little bit of newspaper, torn newspaper on it, and I just added another layer to give it some more texture, and just decorated it with this little word banner and the little bird. And I'm kind of rolling up the second layer of newspaper so it kind of stands out from the other piece. And I'm just completing it with these little black stars. Now this one did give me a little trouble because I was trying to make it more color coordinated. So I knew I wanted to use that ticket, and I wanted it color coordinated, but everything was kind of blending in. So I think I moved this little pear. Is that a pear or orange? I'm not sure. I moved it a few times, and I did go back and add some word stickers, but I think I did it off camera. And this one, I started the process off camera. And this one is a tag with some little torn pieces of newspaper added onto it. And this is a great project to make use of all the little scraps. Like I have a lot of scraps left over from when I used to do scrapbooking and all sorts of other paper projects. And this one is just kind of, I don't know, just kind of layered and jumbled. And I am outlining everything with this is a gray, let me see, it's a G2 Pilot pen, not Pilot. I think it's called G2 Gel Pen. But I find those gray pens, they are perfect to outline things. It's not as harsh as using a black pen, but it does give a nice outline to things. And this one, I struggled a bit trying to get the layers together because I really wanted that pink paint to show underneath without covering. So I did have to move things around a few times. And I just completed it with that thankful word sticker. And this is another one of those little pocket die cuts. It's just a pocket die cut made out of newspaper. And I'm thinking that one is one of my, I don't know, that one is one of my favorites. And then this one, the first part is on camera, and I caught the last bit of it on camera, but you'll see it at the end. So that little piece of newspaper that is on there, it has a layer of shimmer contact paper. Not sure if you can see it. So the newspaper has like a little holographic shine to it. And I added embellishments to both layers. I add a piece of vellum on top. I think that part got cut off. So you'll see it in a minute. So these are all the embellishments that I made. And I just love that one with that little piece of vellum hanging off. And I don't know if you notice when I glue things down, I don't glue the entire thing. Oh, this one, I also made this one off camera. It has like the two layers. Some stickers are on one layer, and you can still write on both layers. And I feel like this will be the one that's easiest to use because all you have to do is write some journaling and tuck it in. Now, this is the one that got cut off, but I love the way that one came out with the little squirrel sitting on the top layer and the tree is on the bottom layer. And this is one of those pockets. And the pockets are, I can use them as tip ends because the other side of the newspaper will show on the other side. And I'm just adding a hole to this one so I can use it as a tag. Oh, and I did add some word stickers to that one off camera. That's the one that I struggled with. And I think I did these last, no, not this one. I did one more off camera. But I really like these make great tip ins because one side is decorated and one side is just newsprint that you can kind of decorate later when you add a page in your junk journal. And this is another layered one that I did off camera. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gave you some ideas to use newspaper and scraps in your junk journal. Let me know which one is your favorite and if I should make some more of these.